Hi, my name's John Wright. I speak from the heart. Here, should I put on my coat so I look better? Because a lot of people, they just like to look better. How's that? I'll do that for you. How's that? You know what I'm going to do tonight? What I always do. Not I always do it, but I try to do it. I try to have fun on the weekends a little bit. I see there's a guy here that he doesn't care for me, I don't think, because he gets jealous of me and Miss Jackson here, but I think Miss Jackson probably had words with them now that they're making money again, because she's happy, she's not frowning, and I came in, said hi to her, I made sure she's in a good mood. You know, I spent over the last year with the woman, and just interacting with her show, and we've had a lot of fun. And you know what? Hers is the only room that's had 20 to 21,000 people in it, maybe almost 22,000 people in it that I know of. And people's came in and they've looked at her room and stuff. And you know what happened is, well, I'll tell you what happened. That video where I spin the wheel, when I spun the wheel with that Taylor Swift thing, something literally happened. And I would say that, isn't it interesting how the Holy Father in heaven can use somebody? Just somebody, anyone, just somebody even like me. But you know what? People they're either going to have to figure out what's true and what's not true, because I sure am happy and Donald Trump sure is not. I say the yin and the yang, and I see people driving by slow when they do. Everything's calmed down here now that I put stop to it. You know, when I make these videos, I know that people look in, and I know the law enforcement community and stuff has to look in, because, well, I warned them the other day that somebody's going to get killed right out here, and they sure did put a stop to it. Just a few days before, somebody got in a wreck right over there, and I actually said something about a wreck being over there, and I looked at her and I said, there's a wreck there. You know what I mean? And I mean, when you seem to be ahead of something before it happens, is nice. And I'll tell you another story. I'll tell you some stories. I mean, I just will do it. You know, my son was, here I'm on crutches, and my son's acting out, Matthew, and he's acting out, and he's physically pushed me, and he's touching me, and he's hitting me and stuff in the house, and I'm on crutches. There's been a few times, and anyway, boy, he's had me jumping up and on my crutches and said, "Oh, come on back here now. I'll fight you on one foot." You know, jumping on a crutch. I mean, things happen. I mean, the boy was acting out. I haven't seen him in a while, about 10 years. I'll tell you another thing. We were in there one time, and he was acting out. This goes right back to acting out again, and I wasn't on crutches. And he was acting out. I could see it. And I finally said, "Do you want me to walk you to the back door?" Because usually I walk a person to the door. I walk a person to out the door. I walk them to the edge of the property. I said, you know, "I love you. Come back soon." You know, whatever. I always think that I always like to tell somebody goodbye, because it might be the last time that I personally see the person. And I speak of that because of the fact that things have happened to me, such as Brian and Andy was at my house, and they left, and they never came back either. And now looking at everything, and I'm looking at things, and I'm a lot different about the Kyle and Andy case. It was Brian, Kyle, and Andy. There was 3 boys that got murdered. Well, they got killed. They got killed, and it was in a result of, an accident where they were going down the Brown Road. And here I got the Brown Cemetery, and I got the Brown property. And it's Brown East, like Gene E. You know, so, I mean, some things just seem a little bit suspicious. The whole motive of the whole thing's suspicious. Of Brian and Kyle and Andy's thing, especially since they left my house. And look what happened to Rhonda Reynolds when she came to my house, too. Is my mom putting a finger on these people and stuff right there? Are the cops involved in what's going on? Well, apparently it looks like there's something very well going on. And it stems back to me. And even just talking to my ex-wife the other day. You know. She said a few things. And she said, she's been sick and stuff. And Jerry came and told me he'll come and tell me, I had lunch with your wife. I know which one he's talking about. He's talking about Kathy. And this is when he lived, before he moved into his new house that he lives on Middle Fork Road. And I don't have selective memory. And I do remember me and Kathy out running around and stuff at the time. Maybe we're still married even. Jerry says, I had lunch with your wife. Kathy wouldn't confess to it that it happened the other day when I talked to her on the phone. I don't think she said that. And I know that I brought it up to her. I know I brought it up to her. And she brought up she's been sick and stuff. I mean, I have a lot of people that minimize stuff. They have selective memory. And I don't mind calling them on it because maybe they'll remember it. Maybe it'd be in their best interest to get their memory back and to forget about their selective memory. Because I have the feeling that Kathy is another person that may be following signs too. This here may be something that's very well. But I'm not positive. Kathy is one of the more leveler people that I do know. When you divorce people, you don't hang out with people no more. They made their bed, let them lie in it. My door's always been open. And every time that somebody wanted to use that door, they felt free to use it. But it's at their convenience. It's never been at mine. It's always been at their discretion that they do it and they use it. Me, the only reason why I would come back and do something is because, for one, we lost the boy in a car wreck. Kyle and Andy was also there. I met Andy and I met Brian. They spent time with me prior to their death. It's something how when people come and they spend time with you and they leave and they're dead, and then you realize that it's your family that's killing these people. They're using me to attract people, and once the people get near me, maybe something's being said. These people said something. Brian may have known that I was D.B. Cooper's son by the way that he'd smile at me and look at me like I was somebody special and stuff at times. I wondered, but then again, he did call me Dad. I was at Safeways and I heard the sweetest words, Dad. I was in my little pink magenta looking Ford Escort. The same one that I got in a road rage situation in from my attorney's office that was involved with the Rhonda Reynolds case and the murder. So now we've got these here boys in the situation. We've got the Rhonda Reynolds of State Patrol that was murdered at near the same time. You guys, I mean, to be honest with you, when they're pulling me like this here, and matter of fact, I was complaining to Marietta because Marietta and them was doing stuff and was orchestrating them, and I had a film of me in front of the house because I had surveillance cameras on the house, just like I have surveillance cameras here, because I have to have surveillance cameras because of my family. And also now it's because of Donald Trump's little text messengers, and I've confronted everyone here. Everybody's here has been confronted on this property. They've been confronted, and what they've done is they've brought it on to me, and I've had to confront it onto them. Hey, it's the fact. I'm standing right here. I'm telling the truth, and if somebody wants to retaliate against me for telling the truth, any of my family members, it's going to show the cowards that you are and how they've been pushed to such a degree to come against somebody that's treated them fairly. That's treated them fairly. I've even treated my ex-wives fairly. Both of them. One, I let her off of child support completely when I was entitled to it completely. And the other one, when she ran away after my brother Jim took her to Washington State and caused havoc down there. My family has caused great grief in my life because of Jerry Wright on the Middle Fork Road being involved with the overthrow of the United States of America. I heard these people say, if they catch us, they will hang us. And they murdered my best friend. They're calling me, you're stupid, you know nothing, you're blind, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're crazy. And by the way, you see that little gold cup right over there? They stole the cup off my counter, off of my desk. They entered my home. They raped my home. They raped my home. They deleted my diary. They took emails out of my computer that I had saved. That was from my sister. My sister had it in big letters, and it was about Terry Lance Shortridge, and this has everything to do with JFK. You know, I will tell you this. Me and my ex-wife, we had an experience when we got married, and we had God come over us. You know, see that cup right there? At least I believe in God. And you know it's why I put that cup there is because that's a replacement for the one that they stole off of my desk in the house upstairs. They stole lots of stuff of mine and my son's. They take possessions of mine and they're like, we've got your possessions and there's nothing you can do about it, John. You know what? I'm going to smash my brother Jerry by the truth and by the power of the Holy Father that's in heaven. You know, I can't turn my back on stuff. And like Bruce Kimsey, that loser Lewis County detective that covered up the Merwins case and touched my hand, and he wanted to arrest me, my sister Debbie, and she's not my sister. They've lied to me. You know, they think that minimizing things is the best thing to do overall. No, it's not. What you have done is you've put people that I love in jeopardy. And also, I guess you've tested my faith. Because I figured I had God over this rotten family that I'm involved with. They won't come. Here, I've never done nothing to them. You tell me, I would like to see one of these people say something. Oh, my brother Jerry could. That John fucked my first wife. Good. You know why I tell the truth? Because there's nothing that they can say that I haven't told the truth. It's like 8 Mile. You know, that show 8 Mile? Hey, everyone from the 313, put your fucking hands up and look at me. You know what? I'm going to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And you know, for somebody to say to me, for a family member of mine to say to me, my sister Bonnie, I'll say the name. I'm not scared to say the goddamn names. Somebody say to me something like, well, they knew you were lying in court. You were lying in court. It was you that lied in court. But it was them that bought the gun that perpetrated the whole thing and dumped it not only on that boy that was murdered in my room, Terry Lance Shortridge, but they dumped on John Thomas Wright, the victim right next to him. And how could you believe that son of a bitch? He's next to the boy that got murdered. And he lied in court, and they all knew you were lying, John. You know, this is what this family does to me. My brother Jim's came and said, I'm not the one that's going to go to prison for murder. It's you, John. I have Patty come and tell me stuff too. Oh, you're dead to me. And stuff. On and on. All these shits. You know, to sit there and listen to Glenn Miller and being tied up in a room and beat, thrown over in a chair, rolled up in a carpet, beat with a broom, had my sister jumping on my back, and within not too long, days, weeks, Terry Shortridge gets murdered upstairs by this 30-30 that's purchased at the Coast to Coast store. I'm at the 4-lane bowling alley. I see Jerry and Marietta coming around the corner with that 30-30, and Jerry Wright's responsible for Terry Lance Shortridge's death. That Jerry Wright needs to be fucking locked up right now because he's involved with the Merlin's murder too. And matter of fact, the 9/11 bullshit where they tried to take down they took down the towers the first time was on my brother's birthday, February 26th. And my brother Jerry's been saying things and stuff that would elude me to believe that they could be planning something like this. They're running around like a bunch of Hogan's Heroes, and that's what Donald Trump is. And Donald Trump's saying there's going to be war across the United States of America. There's going to be a bloodbath, and that's going to be the least of it. Well, I'll tell you what, every Democrat out there that hears me, if you can purchase a gun, purchase one. You'll know who the enemy is when they attack your friends. Anybody that will point a gun at another American is an enemy of the state, is an enemy of the United States of America. So any of these are people that have these AR-15s that think they're so bitch and tough, that hide behind their guns and threats and their lip service, you can't put your gun down. You can't fucking not threaten with them. You can bomb and blow shit up around me. And look at you guys now. You're quiet. You've been silenced. Shut the fuck up and know your role. And by the way, I just want somebody to know when I say that, here's the bandanas from my son's head. I'm sniffing them. I'm not a hair sniffer. And if I catch somebody goddamn fucking wanting to fuck with me and call me a hair sniffer again, I wouldn't do it. And by the way, I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of any of you. And you couldn't fucking lace up my goddamn boots because you've never gone through what I've gone through. Don't even apologize to me. You fucking act straight now. And that's the goddamn family members and the fucking family members of their family members and their fucking friends. Any of my friends out there that sees me If you see any of these people out there, start questioning about John Wright. How long's it been since he's had dinner with you guys? He won't eat dinner with his own family because of what they've done. They've dumped on me. And you guys, thank you for your time. I'm sitting here with my beautiful woman right here. And if somebody don't like it, I don't give a fuck. And I'm a goddamn American. If anybody fucks with me, I will come right after them. Matter of fact, I will come after their family members. Anybody that sends somebody like that, I'm going to look past them and find out who did it. And I'm coming after them. How do you like that? And Donald Trump, you're next. One of my friends catches you, catches one of your family members or something. Anyone in the United States that hears me, right there, they wanted to suppress. Now we're going to ruin them. Now we're going to pop their pimple. Now we're going to disgust them. Now we're going to ruin them. And thank you for your time, America. And remember, I'll go in the fight first before you will. Thank you for your time. You want a fucking leader? Follow the leader. Joe Biden's a great leader. I could learn a lot from old man. Sidney J. Ingdahl, he's a nice old man. I could learn a lot from him too. I did.